Okay, well, that gives you a little insight into what it's like to drive here every day to the office. Uh, just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm married for the second time to my awesome wife Bonnie. Just love her to death. Um, Bonnie has three kids. Her oldest is 21, her youngest is 16, the middle is 17. And I have two kids from my ex-wife, and she had a child before her and I got together, and I've been with him since he was born, and he calls me dad, so I always tell everybody I have three kids. The oldest one is 21, the youngest is 16, and my middle child is 19. So back in the mid-90s, I went to ITT Tech because I wanted to be an electronics technician. Used to sit and dream of working on TVs and VCRs and stereos and stuff like that, which, funnily enough, I've never done really much of. We got out of school and through some family friend connections made a jump into two-way radio repair. Field service tech, which was awesome because I got paid to drive all over the place, and you do 3 or 4 service calls a day working on equipment, and it was cool. You didn't drive a lot. I mean, usually not more than an hour between customers. But it was fun. Transitioned from that job into another two-way radio job. Did that job for the last 12 years, almost 13. It was a lot of fun. Stressful times as well, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of garbage at the end of the job when I decided to walk away. And the cool thing about that job, which I've always had since I was back in high school, my dream plan was I would get my technology degree. I would, do my electronics thing till the kids were all grown. When the kids grew up and moved away to college or whatever, then I would go be a truck driver. My wife and I would be OTR drivers, team drive all over the place. When we wanted to go down and see, whatever, we'd be owner operators, so we just, not take a load for a while and go see whatever we wanted to see, do whatever we were going to do. After I had to divorce my first wife, thought that dream was kind of shattered. Never gave up on driving truck, just didn't think I'd ever team drive. Well, then I married Bonnie. The small problem with Bonnie, and it's funny I say it that way, the small problem with Bonnie is 4'9", and I'm 6 foot. Bonnie struggles to operate the clutch in my pickup truck, my Dodge Dakota. So I can't imagine her trying to drive a big rig. I know they make automatic big rigs now, big trucks. I don't know what they're like to drive. I've never driven one. I've actually driven a few tractors. Back in the day when I was in college, I had a job and I got to do the yard switching, which was fun. But I've never driven an automatic. It's always been a stick. But the cool thing about being a radio tech was that I was able to work on, semis. I was able to work on dump trucks. I was able to work on cement trucks, cranes, and all kinds of heavy equipment that most people never get to touch. They just get to see it from afar. I got to sit in it. Sometimes I even got to operate it a little bit. Might have to move it away from a building or something, and they'd be like, "Oh, you can move it yourself," whatever. But it was fun. I enjoyed it, which always fed my need for big equipment. Then came the move into what I'm doing now, which we're sitting in my office here. You can see my music toys back there that when I get frustrated or want to get a creative thing going in my mind, then I'll stop, take a minute, and go sit over there and play with that stuff. But otherwise, this is my office here at Midwest Cell Repair, a company I started with a friend of mine. I've known him for several years. He has several successful cell phone stores here in Fort Wayne. And he's been hounding me for a couple years now to go into the service side of the company, or help him get that off the ground, become a partner in that. And at the time it never felt right, and then with everything that was going on at my previous job, and I hadn't seen him for a few months, and I saw him one day and we got to talking, and everything just seemed to line up to make the jump. So I did. And here it is, almost it's over 9 months later now since I made the jump and started setting up the company, and came in here and got the service center part of this building remodeled. There's a cell phone store here, one of his cell phone stores here as well. But came in here, got the service center area remodeled, got my office ready, got all the test equipment and the benches and all that stuff going. And we opened the doors in November of last year, and the company's doing okay. It didn't take off like I expected it would, because there's not a lot of places around this area doing this, and nobody, from what I've been told by my customers, is going as deep as I am to component level repair on a lot of things, which is cool, because that means I thought I would get more people, but it's been hit and miss. My buddy that has a cell phone store said, yeah, the first part of the year is always a little slow until people get their Christmas paid off and whatever, and then all of a sudden it'll pick up and we'll be pretty much busy till the end of the year. So, because when we opened the doors, we were slam busy. I mean, there were weeks that I actually was here 7 days, which is, I'm not complaining, trying to keep caught up, keep things going out the door. But then right after the first year, everything dried up and it got real quiet, and it's stayed that way since. For the most part. So the biggest thing right now that's killing me is being in the building here every day. You saw the little footage thing that I did here at the beginning of this video with driving here to work, and the grind of getting here every day. And it's basically, I drive here. When I first started doing this, I drove here. I would come in the building, monkey around a little bit, just make a list of what I needed to go to the hardware store, Menards, whatever, that day, and I would jump in the truck, take off, go get whatever I needed, came back, and I was in and out all the time on the move. Now, it's not that way. I don't take off except to go to lunch, or occasionally I might have to run to one of the other stores and deal with a problem on a computer or something. Otherwise, this is it. You're looking at it. I sit in this office and do paperwork and things, or I go back there and do tech repair. So, talked to my buddy about it, and the game plan we came up with was to hire someone in to start doing all the bench tech work, and then I can be freed up to do some other things that I want to do, which the main thing I want to do is start driving truck. Because my kids are old enough now, the youngest being 16, which he thinks this is awesome, because he's already talking about, oh, well, when you get your own truck, then I can go out on the road with you when I'm on spring break or summer vacation or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. It sounds cool, but so anyway, yeah, 9 months ago we started Midwest Cell Repair. I will give a big thanks to LegalZoom, who helped to get the business started, filing all the paperwork, getting all that rolling. Do your homework if you're going to start a company, though. Know what you're going to do before you do it, because sometimes there's no going back. And I did a lot of homework before I started this company, and it's paid off. But LegalZoom was awesome because they helped out a lot as well. Boy, this camera is really making my hair look grayer than it is. Anyway, so I've come to the place where I'm tired of sitting in this building all day. It's the same 2 rooms that I work in my office in the back tech area every day, being on the bench. I never really liked being on the bench when I was a 2A radio tech, so I don't know why I thought I would like this. I guess I thought it was because we would just start making millions of dollars and I would just sit here and make millions of dollars every day, so I wouldn't care. Not the case. I'm ready to get back on the road and do something. So I started researching, companies like Swift and PAM and some of these other PAM, some of these other places out there that offer the, we'll train you and you work for us for a year or whatever programs. And what I came down to for me in my research was that the best decision is to go to a private school, get the training from a private school, the certificate from a private school, and your CDL from a private school, and then take that and start looking at companies. And the school I'm looking at, or that I've begun the process of getting involved with, is called Sage. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. Some of you have. They've got very high reviews from everywhere that I've looked online. Haven't really found many complaints about them. The campus I'm looking at is at Ivy Tech in Muncie. I've been down there to their orientation, or I guess it's an orientation, just informational class, seminar thing. Got a bunch of information, met a company actually looking to hire student drivers. Unfortunately, I don't live close enough to the company to get a job there, but I had a nice conversation with the guy anyway. He actually encouraged me to move down that way so that I would be close enough to actually possibly work for them. But I like it here in Fort Wayne. It's a big city with a small town atmosphere, and that's one thing I've always liked about this area. Even when I went to college here, it was a nice area for that. So I've started the process of getting involved with that school, and hopefully here in the next few weeks I'll be getting ready or heading down that way to do my thing. So what I'll do is I will post a video probably once a week or so talking about, one of the things I need to do is lose some weight, and for the last couple weeks I've been really hammering low calorie diet, trying to get some of this weight off, because my blood pressure isn't over the limit, but it's teetering close, and I don't want it to get over that limit, and I know that my weight gain is what's driving that, and I'm doing everything I can right now to get the weight off, because it's not good for me, and I want to do this, and I can if I don't get the weight off. So that's what I'm working on. So I'll keep plugging away at that, and there's things still to get in order to be able to do this, but I know it won't be long. It seems like it's going to be an eternity, but I know it's not going to be long. So we're rolling up on 15 minutes here, so by the time I put the end cap on this thing, we'll be going into, with the intro video and everything, we're probably pushing 20 minutes. So I'll say 7 threes for now. For those of you who are ham radio operators, that's the way you sign. Have a good one, goodbye, take it easy, whatever. It's mostly a Morse code thing, but 7 threes is what they use. It's not 73, it's 7 threes. But whatever. I'm not that worried about it. So I got another video ready to post right after this one, so you get 2 videos for the price of one right now. I actually shot that video yesterday, but I wanted to get the intro video done before I put that video up, so here's the intro video. So I hear Carlos getting a little wound up. Carlos is my buddy's employee that works out in the front lobby here. He also helps me out. He meets the customers and helps to intake equipment for repair. But anyway, I'll talk with you guys soon. 7 threes.